What's up, you got Dana here, and this is Just a Thought episode 2. Alright, so first things first, Soulja Boy just caught a gun charge. I'm not really sure what's up with like rappers these days. I think like the cool thing to keep it real is to catch a charge every now and then just to let niggas know that you bout that. I don't understand how somebody with as much money as he says he has is running around with a loaded gun. Like, you should have hired guns. There should be people on your team who are available to hold guns for you. I, for the life of me, can't understand why anybody will put themselves in a situation where they're the ones carrying anything that would get them in trouble. Like, you should have people on payroll that are supposed to be catching charges for you. I mean, just look at Justin Bieber. Young Jeezy catching charges. I feel like Young Jeezy's just having a bad week. First, the incident with his grown son, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, when I heard the charges about terroristic threats and things like that, I deduced it down to this. I feel like his grown son decided that he wanted to be grown, and I think Jeezy laid the smack down on him and let him know who was really running the household. And because his kid probably doesn't understand that he's trying to discipline him and keep him probably from a life of those cold metal bars, he decided to like call the cops on his dad, whatever the case, and that was that. If you like check, you know, his son's like almost grown, like he's like 16 or 17 years old, and I think people are under the false misconception that this is like some little kid that Jeezy was abusing. This was like some little punk teenager probably who was getting flipped in the mouth, but that is what it is. Lil Za, again, catching charges, and this goes back to the whole Soulja Boy thing. At least in this situation, it wasn't Justin Bieber catching the charge, it was one of his little flunkies catching the charge, and he ended up catching a charge for possession of ecstasy. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, it goes into my next story. I feel like Justin's on a slippery slope, and I feel like with him, you know, he wants to be a nigga so bad, and he wants to be down so bad that he's self-destructing for credibility at this point. And I feel like a lot of this is just something that teen idols do. They rebel against their images, and you know, these are growing pains. He's growing up in front of us. A lot of us fuck up behind closed doors, and there's no paparazzi around to watch us fuck up. So I really don't have too many bad things to say about him. One thing that I will say, and it goes into my next point, the whole point about him catching a DUI this morning, is I feel like with as much money as you have, you should kind of know that people are on the hunt for you, especially coming out that whole you egging your neighbor's house situation. Justin wants to be a nigga so bad, and I feel like Charlamagne almost predicted it. He said like, these niggas is gonna be your downfall, and ever since he started hanging out with these niggas, he's been getting in trouble hanging out with these niggas. You know, he was caught out drag racing with some Def Jam signee, and it's just ironic because we haven't seen Lil Dude's mugshot yet, but Justin Bieber's is all over the web right now with that dumbass grin of his. If he wants to be a nigga, you know, if he wants to sip lean and smoke bud and be down, then fine, but the ramifications that come with that, he needs to be prepared for that. And if his mugshot is any indication, he doesn't seem to mind one bit that he caught a charge. So it is what it is. A Verb, Conversations with a White Woman, has been out for a little while now. I gotta say that if you haven't listened to it, please go and check it out. You hear this sentiment that battle rappers can't make music a lot, and I have to say that it's a very cohesive concept album that I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm probably gonna take the time to make a separate review on it, because I feel like, you know, the people who watch my blog should go and give it some additional listens if they haven't already. Overall, I feel like he did an excellent job of putting songs together that can be good separately. And like I said, it's cohesive. Like, the songs all fit together, you know, well. They're really great skits and interludes throughout that paint a really great picture overall. I'm gonna elaborate more on that in a separate review of that project. Daylight versus B Magic. I never did a prediction blog on that, but I have to say that I feel like Daylight's gonna die. Like, Daylight is going to die, and if he doesn't die, he's going to lose convincingly. I don't really see it for Daylight. I feel like he's been getting progressively worse anyway. He's really inconsistent as far as the performances that he brings. One minute he'll be good, i.e. versus Head Ice. The next minute he'll be bad, i.e. versus M City. So you really don't know which Daylight you're going to get. Do I feel like he's gonna come light against B Magic? Obviously not, because B Magic is arguably the best battle rapper right now. Like, arguably, I'm not saying that he is, but a lot of people feel that way. He's definitely in a lot of people's top fives. He's in my top five. The tentative matches for UW were out also. Let me know what your thoughts are on those matchups down in the comment section below. I really don't want to give it away because, like I said, they're tentative, and yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how everything plays out. I think it's kind of dope though that they kind of picked guys who have been battling for a while but don't necessarily have that degree of popularity yet. This is going to be a great platform for those guys. Like MCD mentioned in the interview that I did with him, the whole idea of there not being a big opportunity from BET for the winner is kind of BS to me. A Cypher spot would be like the dopest thing for a battle rapper at this point, or just giving them a plug on 106 as far as debuting a video there, something, you know. It needs to be something more than just I was the winner of UFF. So, you know, for those guys, I hope that they push, you know, Smack and everybody to kind of put it in people's ear that it should just be more than a title, because you can't do anything with the title. Titles are tangible at the end of the day. And last but not least, Vinny and D-Rock were on Hot 97 today, and I think it's dope that Hot 97 and Ebro in particular are finally acknowledging that battle rap is something that's worth talking about on radio. I think a lot of his sentiments in the interview were really ignorant, and from a place of ignorance. I think that the fact that he hasn't even taken the time to get into the culture, watch some battles, and make an educated opinion about why he feels like battle rap is boring, about why he feels like battle rap is a waste of time and juvenile, about why he feels like what battle rappers do isn't commendable. Yeah, watch some battles, get familiar with the talent. You know, he kept talking toward the end of the interview about the fact that he felt like battle rappers weren't good at making music and cohesive projects. And like I said, I just mentioned one that's worth listening to, that has tracks on it that are ready for radio. Like I said, Arsenal, all these guys, like he mentioned the fact that he didn't understand why people weren't battling on beats. Hello, Ars and Big T just did a battle on beat. Ars killed it on beat. Like, there are people doing that. Like, there's so many different forms of battles. You have 2-on-2s. You have co-ed battles. You have battles on beats. Like, come on, you have tournaments. You know, battle rap is big business, and it's time for people to acknowledge the fact that battle rap is big business. The fact that somebody like me, you know, with no obvious skill in hip-hop can have a platform in this lets you know that this is like a huge deal to people. So many of us have gotten opportunities because of battle rap, and the fact that somebody could like downplay it in such a dismissive way really irks my nerve, especially when they're coming from a place of ignorance. And then, and two, it's in that same vein of like, honestly, it's not as bad as 50 Cent, because I mean 50 Cent came from a battle rap background and was signed to someone who came from a battle rap background. So I guess Ebro's opinion isn't as bad as 50 Cent's, but just the fact that a black man is downing a black owned business, because right now battle rap for the most part is like, in the US anyway, is a black run, black owned business. The fact that you would downplay that on a platform as big as Hot 97 really irks my nerve, especially when a battle of this magnitude, even though it's hyped, even though it's gassed, is taking place. Makes me not want to listen to nothing else you gotta say, you know? That's just my 2 cents on that. Anyway, that was just a thought. As always, don't forget to thumbs this video up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you feel moved to do so. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. And as always, yeah, see y'all in my next video. Peace.